The power of keeping your startup business simple. Every time a CEO tells me their business is complicated, I get very, very concerned. In my experience, it's a clear sign of a business that will likely fail. That's what today's video is all about. In today's video, I'll share with you 10 steps you can take right now to make your business simple, because a simple business is a successful business. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. And let's start with number 1 on my list. Number 1, you can have a complex business and keep it simple. I work with startups in all sorts of industries producing all sorts of products and services. The one common denominator of the successful startups I work with is a determination to keep everything in their business as simple as possible. Yes, the technology or service you are providing might be complex and very difficult to create. However, that doesn't mean your business needs to be complex. Your job as CEO is to be on the lookout for unnecessary complexity creeping into your business. This leads directly to number 2 on my list. Number 2, reduce the number of rules. I worked for 2 companies in the same industry. The first company, Maxim Integrated Products, was one of the most successful companies ever in the analog IC business, growing to $2 billion in revenue with net margins of over 40%. Maxim's founder and CEO, Jack Gifford, was obsessed with keeping things simple. For example, the company's sick policy was, if you're healthy, come to work. If you're sick, stay home. That's as simple as it gets. The second company, Micrel, was Maxim's opposite. There was rule after rule after rule for everything. At Micrel, you had to submit a detailed form requesting the time off for sick pay. Micrel's growth stalled at $200 million in revenue with 20% net margins. Yes, keeping it simple does indeed matter. Next, let's move to number 3 on my list. Number 3, challenge anyone on your team that says it's complicated. Years ago, I worked with a brilliant engineer named Harold. Harold had a PhD in electrical engineering and an MBA, and over 30 patents to his name. You'd think Harold would be an incredibly successful engineer. It was the exact opposite. Harold overcomplicated everything he touched. The result was the majority of his products didn't sell very well. Harold, when challenged technically, would say, "It's complicated." I'll contrast Harold with Elon, the CEO of NextSilicon, a company I've been advising since its inception. NextSilicon is developing groundbreaking products that are difficult to develop. However, Elon was able to explain how their complicated design worked to me in a way I could understand. In fact, Elon made their design appear not that complicated at all. The point of this story is that regardless of who you are talking to, it's your job to force them to explain what they're doing in a way that makes sense. In fact, don't stop asking questions until it makes sense. That's how you teach simplicity to your team. Next, let's move to number 4 on my list. Number 4, give your website the snap of the fingers test. When a potential customer lands on your website, you maybe have 1 second to get their attention. That's it. So, you have to make instantly obvious what your company does. Let me give you an idea how you can do this. You could use a statement like, "Our company does X." Then, you want to put this statement above the fold so your potential customers easily can see it. The statement should make it clear to your desired customers that your website is meant for them. And it should be equally clear to the customers you don't want that your website isn't meant for them. Now, let's move to the inner workings of your company, starting with number 5 on our list. Number 5, reduce the friction in your hiring process. The huge advantage startups have over their larger competitors is speed. Simplicity equates to going faster, so why not make it a goal to have a super fast hiring process? Ideally, you present an offer to hire a candidate the day you interview the candidate. That was our goal. It's a huge advantage versus bigger companies that can take weeks to get to a hiring decision. You show the candidate that your company moves fast, which is a positive sign. And you show the candidate that you really want them to join. There are obviously times you can't give an offer on the same day, such as when you have one opening and multiple candidates are competing for the role. Then your job is to communicate with all the candidates through the hiring process. Ghosting people sucks. So you should always let a candidate know that you are not going to hire them too. Now, speaking of speed, let's move to number 6 on our list. Number 6, delegate down in the organization. Making quick decisions, especially related to customers, is another natural advantage startups have versus their larger competitors. The problem is that many startups give up this advantage as their company grows by having the executive team make every decision in the company. Instead, you should push the decision-making down in the company. We did this with our sales and customer service organizations. Our customers loved our responsiveness, and it helped give responsibility to our junior team members. This frees up your management team to do the things that only they can do. It's a win-win. Now let's move to number 7 on my list. Number 7, keep your new product selection process simple too. For businesses that have multiple SKUs, which stands for stock keeping unit, you are making lots of decisions on which products to do and which products not to do. The mistake I see too many companies make is a complicated new product selection process. For example, to get a new product approved at Micrel, the company with all the crazy rules that I spoke about earlier, you had to create a 20-page document where 19 of the 20 pages were worthless. We had a different idea. We streamlined product approval to the bare bones, cutting 20 pages down to 1 page with just the essential information. The result was we could quickly make decisions and not bog our team down at the same time. Let's move to number 8 on our list. Number 8, reduce the number of KPIs. KPIs are the goals your team will focus on. We want to keep these as streamlined as possible. So everyone on the team is focused on the right thing. Let me give you an example of the right way to do this. Let's say growing revenue to 1 million ARR is the most important goal for your company. Then everything the team does should be in support of that goal. Any other goals are cut out. So obviously, the sales goals are to achieve 1 million ARR. The marketing goals are to generate enough leads to support 1 million ARR. If you are producing a product, then your manufacturing and operations goals are supporting production of at least 1 million ARR. You get the idea. This type of approach minimizes the number of KPIs and keeps everyone focused on the most important thing in your company. Now, let's move to number 9 on our list. Number 9, don't overcomplicate your go-to-market strategy. It's a huge red flag when you have a complicated go-to-market strategy. The reason is that complicated go-to-market strategies are usually very difficult to execute, so they'll fail. Instead, you want to have a simple go-to-market strategy, especially when you're just starting. Remember, you don't have to figure out how you're going to build a billion-dollar company when you're just starting out. All you have to do is explain to investors how you're going to get your initial customers. For example, a great initial go-to-market strategy is using your existing network of contacts to get customers. That's a believable strategy that has a very good chance of success. Finally, let's move to the last one on our list. Number 10. Number 10 on our list. Number 10. Your business model should be really, really simple. Your business model is how you make money. It should be simple and believable. For example, in our case, we were selling a product, analog semiconductors, for a set price. That's as simple as it gets. An unbelievable business model is a complicated business model. Not only will it be unbelievable to your customers, it will likely be unbelievable to your sales team too. Instead, keep your business model as simple as possible. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. Addition by subtraction is the name of the game. The through line in today's video is reduction. When you see complications creeping into your business in any area, take action. Reduce the number of goals. Reduce your approval processes across the board. Delegate down in the organization. You get the idea. Now, I have 3 more things for you today. First, if you want to work with me on your startup, then just scan this QR code. Second, you can use my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Scan the QR code to get yours for free. Third, join my free group of startup CEOs, Zero to Pitch. It's a community for startup CEOs focused on growing their companies and raising funding for their companies. Scan the QR code to join. Finally, click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.